What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to be going over every new ore in Island 3 and showing you all their new abilities, whether it be on weapons or whether you put them on armor. Alright, let's get into the video guys. Guys, you guys remember putting your blood, sweat, and tears into getting the Darkite, Demonite, and all these special ores from World 2? I still hold on to mine because it's more like a sentimental thing now, you know? I put all this time. It's like spending time with your favorite little blankie as a kid. Even though you're older, you're not going to want to throw away your blanket, you know? But these ores are useless now and they can definitely be thrown away as the new ores are just so much better. Alright guys, now that we assess that we could throw away all of our old belongings, right? That they don't really matter anymore, we're going to go over all the new ones, all the new fun toys. You know what I mean? It's always fun to have new toys. And just by clicking on them, you can tell these ores are so much better. Like even the purple ones. And then look at this one. The Suryafal is a 17.5 multiplier. That is insane, guys. But now that we know these ores are better, we need to figure out what they do and what they should go on. Like remember the ores from World 2, Magmite and like Mithril? Magmite was good for weapons because it had the explosion damage, and then Mithril was good on armor because it had the increased health. We're going to be taking a look at this spreadsheet as we go every ore, and if you guys want the spreadsheet, it's going to be in the description below or in my Discord. Alright guys, now that we are at the spider cave, these are all the ores that you can get. I've already discovered all of them, so don't worry. I could click on them and then show you guys where they all come from. But first, we're going to go over the tungsten, sulfur, and pumice ores. These ores are pretty much useless. I would just craft them into armor and sell them, right? They don't have any special effects. Their multiplier is not good, so these are just sellable ores. And now, if you're just starting into this world, graphite, aetherite, these guys are good. They have special effects, but they're not crazy. All right, now we're going to go to the spreadsheet, and then we're going to find graphite. And then as you guys can see, this is what one graphite adds, right? The certain percentage. And then this is where the max percentage is. So graphite can give you 5% health, 20% chance to reduce incoming damage by 12%. And then aetherite can give you swiftness, up to 5% swiftness. These ores are great if you're like just entering World 3 and you didn't really grind in Island 2. Next up is all these ores. We have steelite. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Larimar. Guys, I'm not here to pronounce stuff. I'm just showing you guys. We have Nitrotite and then Frost Fossil. So these three right here aren't going to be very important. They're just used for multiplier if you're, you know, brand new. The Frost Fossil actually has an important perk and we're going to go see what it does. Alright guys, this is also another website that I like to use. I'll definitely have every link that I use in the description, so do not worry. I think this one is definitely cleaner to use and more simpler, but it doesn't have all the ores like the other one. But anyways, we're going to go to Frost Fossil. This is Frost Fossil. As you guys can see, there's a 17.5% increased physical damage and 5% reduced movement speed. And you get it from these rocks right here. Alright, now we're going to be getting into the good stuff. The Tide Carve ore is not really used. It's also just a multiplier ore. But all these four ores at the very bottom, they all have special uses, and we're about to go through every single one of them individually. Alright guys, now we're going to go into it. First, we have Veltrier. This one's most similar to Lyddite. You can get it from these ores right here on the right side. And the big trait is 20% increased movement speed, which is why I say it's like Lyddite. The multiplier is 5.5. Alright, now we're going to be going over Sanctus. Sanctus is also legendary. You get it from the same type of rocks. This one has an increased stamina trait, which is 18% increased stamina, and the multiplier is 6. And then we have Snowite. Snowite, this one's really good. I do recommend this one. This one has a 15% attack speed to your weapon, and it has a 30% chance to slow enemies on hit. You get it from all these rocks. Last but not least, from the spider cave, you get this Eyesight Mythical Ore. It has a 25% chance to freeze with a 10.5% multiplier, and you can get it from these rocks right here. I definitely recommend this one. This one's really good for weapons. I actually use this for my weapon right now. Alright guys, now we're going to be going into the Peak Cave. If you guys don't know how to get there, you can talk to this guy. He gives you a quest to unlock the cannon to make it fast. And then here's the Peak Cave. Now we're going to go over the ores. But now starting with the first four ores, we have the Mist Vein, the Lagartite, the Void Fractal, and the Molten Frost one. These four are all useless. They're either used for multiplier or you could just sell them for money. I would personally sell them for money. Alright guys, now we're going to go into the Crimsonite ore and the Malachite ore. These ores both have special effects, and then we're going to go into it right now. Alright, so here we are back on the same website. We have Crimsonite and then we have Malachite. So Crimsonite is like the eye ore from World 2. It's 8.5 multiplier, which is really high actually, and then it increases your weapon physical damage by 20%. That is really good. You can only get it from the peak, meaning any of the ice crystals in the peak, Alright, now we're going to go into malachite. Malachite has a poison effect. It has a 33% chance to hit, and it deals 10% of your weapon damage as poison for 3 seconds. And you can get it from any of these ice crystals on the right, making these 2 ores good for increasing your weapon damage if you want that extra damage to give you the extra curve. Alright, now we're going to be going to the next 3 ores, the Aqua Jade, the Cryptex, and the Gale Star. These 3 guys are really good for multipliers. As you guys can see, they have a 9x multiplier, 9.3 multiplier, and a 9.5 multiplier. They're really good for boosting your base armor or base weapon damage. Now we're going to be doing the last 5 ores in the game. We have the Void Star, we have the Ethereal Light, we have the Suryafal Ore, and then we have the Heaven Knight right here, and the Gargantuan Ore. I don't know how to say these guys, I might be butchering it, but it's okay. Alright guys, now we're gonna go into the best ores into the game. First with Void Star as a legendary. It has a multiplier of 10, and it increases your weapon's crit chance by 33% and critical damage by 15%. But it also lowers your health by 15 as well. You can get it from these rocks right here. I would say this ore is very good for one-shot builds because of the crit. So if you definitely make a great sword or anything like that, you definitely want to use this one. Now heading into the mythic one, it has an 11.1% multiplier, and it increases your health by 35%. You get it from these rocks right here. Guys, I would definitely say this is one of the best, if not the best, ore to include into your recipes for armor. I would not put it on weapons, but for armor, it is the best of the best. Now moving on to the last 3 ores, we have Suryafal, Heavenite, and Gargantuan. Unfortunately, we do not know the traits of these yet, but if you guys do know the traits, make sure you guys comment it down below. Although we don't know the traits, and if they are good for traits, their multiplier will make them the best no matter what. So if you have these, you definitely want to include these into armor or weapons just because of the multiplier, the flat multiplier. You could get Suryafal from the crystals right here. You could get Heavenite and Gargantuan just from large crystals. Alright guys, now that we have gone over every ore, there is one secret Easter egg one called the rarity. You're going to want to go down to the ice lake, and at the ice lake there is this little hole. You go down the little hole just like that, you see this big rock. So the exotic ore is this big fish. You're gonna have to mine here for 15 minutes, but unfortunately I'm not gonna sit here and mine that for 15 minutes, so we're just gonna go over the trait. So last but not least, we have the rarity exotic ore. It's a guarantee ore every time you mine that rock. The special trait is increase your vitality by 65%, which is health, and lowers your movement speed by 25%. Also, it doesn't show the multiplier here, but if we go back to in-game, I do actually have that ore, and the multiplier is 7. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it was useful to you and valuable, and if it was, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to become an OG member of the channel.